Okay, so this is the very last of that round, the 2 rows even before we start decreasing for the back. So here's my last stitch. I'm going to put a single crochet in that very last stitch. I'm going to move the marker. And now I'm ready to start decreasing or doing the back. So what we're going to do that is we're going to do 2 single crochets together. So that I've gone through both loops, pulled up a loop, go through the next one, pull up a loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to pull through and go through both of them. So what I've done is I've turned 2 single crochets into 1. So that's a decrease. So we do a decrease, and then we do single crochets all the way to the end of the section. And we'll know we're at the end of the section when we get to that other marker. And at the very end of the section, when we have 2 single crochets only left, we're going to do another decrease. So you single crochet, you do a decrease, or put 2 single crochets together, and then we do single crochet all the way across. And there's my marker. There's 1 single crochet before it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a decrease. So we're going to go under. We're going to pull up a loop. Don't pull through though. Go under the last one, pull up a loop, have 3 loops on there, and pull through all 3, and that's another decrease. And to do the back, you're going to do a decrease at the beginning. So the first 2 stitches in a segment, and then another decrease at the end. So the last 2 stitches. So now I'm ready to start my second segment. And because we need to do one in the beginning, we're going to pull over, hold the loop, pull over again, 3 loops, do a decrease, and then we're going to single crochet until we get to 1 stitch before the marker. So we're just doing a single crochet in each one, both loops. So not back loop only anymore, both loops, just like we were doing before, until we get to the end of this segment, which is coming up right here. We have 2 left. Here's 1, 2. That's the end of this segment. So we're going to do a decrease. So we pull up a loop, go through again, pull up a loop. So we've taken 2 single crochets, turned them into 1. That was a decrease. And then we move our marker to that stitch we just did. And now we're beginning the third section. Same thing. Now be sure that you go to the next, see this loop is in this section. You want to go to the next stitch. So we pull up a loop, go to the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull it over, there's a decrease. Don't do in this one, that's part of the decrease. We go to the next stitch where we have the full V, and we do a single crochet in each one. And it's exactly the same for each row of the back until you get down to about 5 or 6 single crochets left in each section. Or the opening is about the size of a $50 maybe. So we're pulling it through. Got 1 more here. Now we're at the end. We're going to pull a loop up through the next to the last one, then pull a loop up through the last one, have 3, pull it through, that's our decrease, and this is the end of the first row of the back. Now anytime here, it's usually best to go ahead and finish off this beginning thread. And that's before you get that tiny little opening to do it. I usually just take it and put it through my needle. So I take like a tapestry needle and weave it through a couple of stitches. So I go back here, pull it through. And there's another one, pull it through. Then I'm going to go back here, pull it back through, and then go forward again. I just weave it through a few stitches to make sure that it's kind of tucked in. And then I just usually poke it in the inside because we're going to stuff it and it's never going to show. All right, so now we've done our last decrease for that row. We're going to continue on the next row around in the back. Starts exactly the same, ends exactly the same. Pull a loop through, pull another loop through, so you're doing a decrease at the beginning of the segment. Go all the way to the end of that segment, which is just going to be to the next to the last stitch before the marker. And that's the reason we moved the markers each time. In that next to the last stitch, go through, pull a loop up, go through the last one, pull a loop up. I've got 3, pull them through, that's a decrease. Again, move the marker. And we're starting a new row, so we're going to decrease again. Remember, you have to look and see where you went through. You've already done that one. You need to go over to this one, pull a loop up, pull another loop up, do another decrease, and then go to the next stitch and do a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. And what these decreases will do is they'll kind of give us the shape for the back. Again, I'm at the end of the section, so pull a loop up, pull another loop up, 3 loops. So 2 single crochets became 1. That caused the decrease. And we're going to go and do another decrease for the beginning of the next section. And then we're going to keep going. So each round that I go around, I'm basically losing 6 stitches because I'm doing 2 decreases in each section, which means I'm losing 2 stitches in each section. There's 3 sections, 6 stitches. And I'm going to just keep repeating that until I get to only about 5 or 6 stitches left in each section.